Hi, and welcome to GCTV. I'm your host, Sampisi Kraft, and today in the studio we have syndicated radio personality, producer, director, editor, cinematographer, and multi-award-winning feature film writer, Tim Greene.
Wow, you forgot?
Thank you so much for coming, Tim.
Cookie baker. I make some mean chocolate chip cookies. So how are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad that you're here. That's an impressive resume and just titles.
Well, you taught me everything I know. Come on now.
Well, first, I read you're a award-winning touring tennis player as well.
Yeah.
And you've told me before that's kind of what started your whole rest of your resume. So tell me about that.
Well, we started in the hood of Philly, and you don't play tennis in the hood, but we had a couple guys that lived near me. Instead of playing basketball, we played tennis. And at 13, I got to travel all around the country playing tennis and get out of the hood, go to Beverly Hills Country Club, and you get to meet studio executives, and I'm like, wow, and you get to play Make-A-Wish Foundation tournaments, so you get to give back. And I was winning. I won about 120 tennis trophies so far.
Wow.
So that got me into radio, got me into film, got me into record producing, and I'm really just starting life right now.
Right now.
After
all that.
Just starting life. Because, the technology is way better, and I know more. I can't be swayed. I can't be, oh, you're going to be so great. Like, I put the work in all these years.
Okay. Well, you mentioned that, you were doing music. What sparked that?
Being in radio and hearing some songs, and I'm like, wait a minute, that went to ¡1? I'm like, I can do this. So I would just get in the studio and I would just make beats, not beats by Dre, but I would just make beats by Tim, and I would get a musician and say, okay, do this. And then I'd get all the musicians together and they'd do their thing, and then I'd act like I'm announcing it on the radio. And I'm like, okay, being in radio, you can tell what's in 10 seconds, which is going to be a hit and what is terrible. So I just kept going and kept putting them out. And then at 16, Larry Blackman of Cameo, that Word Up, I was in the studio when they made that song. He flew me to New York right out of school and signed me to a 2-year contract. So you can reach those people. You just have to keep hitting people left, right. You're going to get a lot of no's. And that one yes is going to be what takes you to the top.
Okay, so what was that one song? I think we have it.
I produced 17 singles, 2 top 10 hits.
Oh wow!
One was Stacy Q. If you Google Tim Greene, Stacy Q, Two of Hearts, Party Freak on a Polygram, Atlantic Records. I got a group here, Soft Touch, signed to Capitol, and they went around the world on tour with Hammer right here from Charlotte. I had a top 40, Please Please Me. I was just putting out 8 records a summer at like 17, 18.
And that's what started your early career
of just record producing, putting out groups, managing, going on tour.
Now, when did you start becoming a radio personality? Because I know you've been doing that for a very
17,
long time.
17, 18. I was just doing some of everything. I wasn't hanging out at the parties. I was making the records that they were dancing to and getting the royalty checks. And, I would throw parties and rent big, I would rent the Salisbury Women's Club. I did radio here at KISS. And then from here, right out of school, I went to Los Angeles, and within 2 weeks, ended up on the #1 radio station. I know that guy. No, ended up on the #1 radio station. You just have to really know your worth, know your talent, and just go for it. I'm not married, no kids, so I can just go anywhere, just like I can be here at the great Gaston College celebrating the 50th anniversary.
Right, because that was, your earlier career being in radio, and then you've gotten into film. So tell us about how you got into film and what you've worked on.
Well, my second baby mom took me to court, and then my third baby mom said, you better make film. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke, people. That's a joke. No kids.
That's where the money is.
Increase on the third film. No, I would just see films, and I said, I can do this. And I just got a camera. I didn't go to film school, and you learn. I read 50 film books and did it. In my first film, I got in on the shelf, Creep in 31 countries in Spanish, English, and French subtitles. And then I just kept going. And now Little Homies is a franchise where, like Disney. And then I was up for Sony Innovators, finalist, innovator, up for fellowships with all the studios. But I didn't take any because they own all your product. So I said, with technology, I can get 11 million kids to download my app.
Okay. And I mean, getting into Hollywood, I
Right.
mean, there's lots of stories, and I mean, it's a tough industry to get into. What kind of obstacles
It's as
did
tough
you
if,
have to
if
face?
it's as tough as you make it. I got 50 kids signed last year because I was a talent manager, and Isabel, I got her signed. She was with Disney, and she made me a nice little shirt.
Aw.
And I said, well, how can she match? And she matched my skin color. Look at this, go Isabel.
Oh my God, to the team.
And it's Team Isabel. So I used to manage, and I had a rapping granny, 73-year-old rapper who was
Oh.
on America's Got Talent. Oh, that's her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
saw
got her a
that.
3-year deal with 20th Century Fox on Beetleborgs for 3
wow.
seasons.
Okay.
35 national commercials. It's not hard for me. I don't know. I just go in, I see if you have talent, and I got 50 kids there fulfilling their dreams, and adults, and they moved, and they're in Hollywood right now. So it's not. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm like, you may hit and you may not.
Well, that's excellent that you have such a wide range,
But you have
working
to.
with the kids
You have
and,
to.
and
You have
all
to.
that. But also, not only do you film and direct and produce,
Yes.
you also have acted.
Oh yes.
In some of the-
yes.
of
terrible
a few
acting.
films.
Terrible acting. I worked with Chris Rock, Tom Cruise, Oprah Winfrey, Martin Lawrence, and then being a radio personality, you get to meet everybody. So you get on sets, you make it work for you, and you'll see me in the Jackson Story. A Few Good Men. A lot of I don't keep up with all of that. I'm just like my next chapter of life.
Okay, I mean, you're at the right place at the right time when you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
and that's kind of carrying
And you have to put
on.
yourself in that right place.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, I would put myself, when I stayed here at KISS, it was for 1 year, because I knew I'm not going to be here forever. Next. You plan out your life. And that's what I'm doing. Right now, I left the Carolinas, so I'm here.
Right.
And with technology, once people know you in LA, you don't have to live there every day. So I'll leave here 6 in the morning, I'll get to LA by 10 in the morning. Leave LA on the red eye, get back here 7 in the morning.
You're a busy man. And you
just
know how to
started.
do it. You know how to work it.
But it takes work. I don't go to bed till 10 in the morning.
Right.
But
Wow.
I would rather do that than work till you're 70 and then maybe get a watch. You can build your own brand.
So you went from radio to film,
Right.
back to radio again,
Right.
maybe even back to film again. I mean,
Well,
what-
I have 4 films ready to come out.
Oh,
So
wow.
The Little Homies wasn't released yet. Raekwon's Cuties, that's a spoof on Charlie's Angels, wasn't released yet. I got Super Kids, the reprogrammers. What I'm going to do once I get 11 million downloads for my new network, because 3-year-old kids don't watch TV, they watch their little iPhones. So I don't need the big satellites. You download my app, you'll get radio, and you'll get, just like Disney. Everything Disney does, I got for hip hop. They call me the hip hop Disney dude, so.
I mean, what are some of the big differences in, let's say, a radio career versus a film career, or the two fields?
Well, radio, you go into TV. I mean, I had 2 TV shows here in Charlotte, Carolina Countdown, Video Rap Attack when I was here. And that takes you in, like Ryan Seacrest, from radio to TV. And, but for me, I'm more independent. I
Right.
want to own all my stuff so I can go to Hollywood, close deals, but still own everything. And that's where, and then when I have kids, they're going to own Little Homies and all the franchises. And that's where the money is.
Kind of sounded like a little bit of Tyler Perry kind of deal,
Well,
where he owns his own studios and all that.
I don't, in my opinion, I don't want to have all of that weight.
Right.
Because you deal with 50 people on a set, and then who's the person that, it's just crazy to me. I'd rather have with the new network I'm doing, all I got to do is just upload everything, just like when you're in the radio station.
Right.
Everything is automated. And the kids are going to, they're sending their projects, and I already built this for 10 years, so.
Speaking of the kids,
Good.
I mean, you mentioned earlier that you actually work with them and you are a talent manager?
But not
Would you
anymore.
say that, or?
Because that takes your whole life too.
Okay.
And even with Isabel, she beat out 200 kids, but usually the parents are sending you a picture every 5 minutes. Look at my kid, I'll come to the audition. And I'm like, okay. But, it was fun. I fulfilled a lot of kids' dreams. Right now I have a girl, she's blind, born without eyes. She has cerebral palsy, and we're following her journey to Hollywood. And then I have another girl, Carissy, and she has her own YouTube channel. She has cerebral palsy, so I'm more on that tip. Go to prison,
Wow.
speak, go to senior home, more than that. I'm not the dude on the red carpet, you know, hey, look at me.
Right.
That's how I'd be in LA right now.
Right. That's awesome. Also, you know, I read your website and
You did? Wow.
you've been referred to as Walt Disney of hip hop.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
is
I
this
mean,
like where the kids come in and, you know, do
well, yeah,
this?
I mean, I was one of the grand marshals at these Hollywood parades. I mean, everybody knows me in LA, but either you're a West Coast guy or East Coast. I'm more East Coast. I'm not, I'd rather say who's going on the red carpet, and you'll have your job forever. I mean, a lot of actors, you might do 1 or 2 films, you may not work another 8 years.
Right.
So I'm more on that tip where, you know, I'm creating my own brand, and I happen to do what I do. Nobody that I know of is doing hip hop for 3 to 10-year-olds, just like Sesame Street. It's going to go on forever because you got kids coming up every day, new kids. They're going to be 3 to 4 to 5, and they're going to want to see oh, there's Elizabeth. And she's been with me for 7 years. And she was born without eyes. She's blind, cerebral palsy, but she lights up the room.
Wow. I mean, speaking of East Coast, West Coast, I know
Right.
the West Coast has a lot of love for you. I've even seen you on a float in a parade.
Yeah, on NBC.
And it has Tim Greene on it, and you're there waving, and people are screaming your name. Little kids,
Well,
older, you know, grown-ups.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
how
a
does
people.
that feel?
Really, everybody's put here for a reason. I'm a people person. I can go from New York to LA to Italy to Japan. When I had the radio show in Japan, in New York, a lot of celebrities are there, but I get there 12 noon. I don't get out of New York until 10 in the morning. 4 in the morning, we're talking to people, but that's how I am. And I'll point you in the direction you need to go. And people can feel the vibration. I don't have to be a star. I'm like, hey, how are you? You doing good? Great. But, you know, what can I do for you? But that's me.
I mean, you pretty much touched up on everything in the entertainment business. So what
Yeah.
kind of advice do you have for...
Never get in this business again. No. What kind of advice do I have? You have great instructors here. You got to ask them questions.
Right.
You know, I didn't do that. I was like, let me just go try this, and you make mistakes.
Okay.
You know, ask. You shall receive. Just like when you're in the studio, you ask me. Like I'm like, no, yeah, okay. This is how you do it. So you got to ask people, and you're gonna get a lot of no's and get out my face. But
How do you what advice can you give to people when you have those no's
you have to keep on. You have to put the work in. Most people that I put on recently, they don't want to put the work in. They just want to make me a star. No, it's not that easy. You got to work, and it may take 8 years. You ready for that? 8 year?
8 years, I'm ready
Yeah.
for it. We're going for it. Again, thank you so much for coming in today, Tim.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And thank you for watching GCTV. We'll leave you with one of Tim's songs. We'll see you again next time.
My desire.